Now, over 16 years since India's deadliest terrorist attacks that claimed the lives of over 160 people. 26/11 attack accused Tahawwur Rana is set to land in India. The former Pakistani military doctor turned terror mastermind Tahawwur Rana is being flown to India on a special plane. The Indian government has reportedly received an extradition document called surrender warrant from the US after the Mumbai terror attack accused extradition was approved by the US Supreme Court. The American Supreme Court denied Rana's application to halt his extradition to India, citing that he had exhausted all legal options available. Reports say a team of India's anti-terror agency, the NIA, as well as the Home Ministry officials were in the US to facilitate Rana's extradition. After landing in India, terror attack accused is expected to be held in a high-security detention facility in Delhi's Tihar jail and is likely to be quizzed by Mumbai Police and intelligence officials. Rana's extradition could help the probe agencies expose the role of Pakistani state actors behind the dastardly 2008 attack. So, who exactly is Tahawwur Rana? The Pakistani-origin Canadian national Tahawwur Rana is an alleged conspirator in 2008 Mumbai terror attacks and was arrested in the US in 2009. He has been linked with Pakistani-American terrorist David Coleman Headley and other conspirators. Now, Rana is accused of helping Headley secure a visa to India for a recce of targets. He is also accused of providing a blueprint to terror group Lashkar-e-Taiba to execute attacks. Rana also provided material support for plot to attack a Danish newspaper. Mumbai Police say Rana came to India days before the 26/11 terror attacks and stayed in a 5-star hotel for around 5 days before the attack. After over a decade-long diplomatic effort by New Delhi, in May of 2023, the US Supreme Court approved Rana's extradition to India. In February of 2025, US President Donald Trump confirmed the development and described Rana as an evil man who will face justice in India.
We're giving a very violent man, it seems to me. I mean, I don't know that he's been convicted yet or will be, but let's assume he's a pretty violent person. We're giving him back to India immediately, and there are more to follow because we have quite a few requests. So we work with India on crime, and we want to make it good for India.
Rana's extradition is being seen as a key moment in India's fight against Pakistan-sponsored terrorism. On the 26th of November 2008, a group of 10 Pakistani terrorists went on a deadly rampage, carrying out a coordinated attack on a railway station, 2 luxury hotels and a Jewish centre, after they snuck into India's financial capital Mumbai using the Arabian Sea route. After years of legal battles, Tahawwur Rana is finally set to face justice in India for his role in the 26/11 Mumbai terror attacks. With his extradition now confirmed, Rana will soon land in India to be questioned and will be held accountable for the tragedy that claimed over 160 lives. Will this mark a new chapter in the fight against terrorism? Now, to answer this question and more, we have with us Dr. Vivek Mishra, the Deputy Director of Strategic Studies Program at ORF. He is joining us live from New Delhi. Thank you for being with us, Doctor.
Thank you.
Now, what does Tahawwur Rana's extradition mean for India's pursuit of justice in the 26/11 case, especially given the long delay since the attacks?
Oh, it's a remarkable moment in terms of achieving a closure for so many families that had been hurt in this heinous crime so long ago. And I think that arc of justice is finally closing. But I think it's not complete until the person comes here and faces the justice under the Indian Penal Code and under the Indian legal system. So I think that's one. One is certainly the closure for the families. But the second important thing is the fact that we had been stonewalled with this, with some of the aspects of investigation in terms of exposing Pakistan, that it had a direct hand in it. Now, we had elements like Kasab, who faced the full might of the Indian law. But I think the Tahawwur Rana, the extradition, really could open further counterterrorism details into that investigation. And that's why you see that a team from Mumbai is rushing. The third aspect is, of course, the fact that the United States-India counterterrorism cooperation and what it means going into the future. I think the cooperation at the international level, internally, and the momentum from the Trump administration and zero tolerance against terrorism, all of that combined, I think that the connection at the international level is really gaining new grounds going forward from here.
Right. And Doctor, just how strong is the evidence against Rana? And what, if any, challenges might Indian authorities face in prosecuting him under Indian law?
Well, I think, the evidence is pretty clear. The fact that, and we had submitted dossiers to the United States, and, if you go through the statements of the United States Supreme Court, it's pretty clear why they did not stop his appeal, why they stopped his appeal, and rejected his appeal not to be extradited. So I think in terms of evidence, there's clear connection. We have clearly established the idea that he was linked with David Coleman Headley in terms of facilitating his travel to India and the recce and so on and so forth. So I think that's beyond doubt. The only the part that gets the most importance here is the idea that I think two leading countries which are working on an international framework for counterterrorism, and India is one of the leading countries that has proposed this convention, comprehensive convention of international terrorism at the UN. I think that cooperation marks really an important cusp at this point.
Right, and on that, what impact could this extradition have on US-India counterterrorism cooperation and diplomatic ties of both the countries with Pakistan?
So I think if you look at the normal foreign policy that the Trump administration has had, or the approach that Trump administration has had vis-a-vis Pakistan, I think it's it's very clear for all of us to see that it's a policy of neglect, primarily not because the United States has nothing to do with Pakistan, but more because what's happening in Pakistan. I mean, on all its fronts, it is on fire, and then yet it is perpetrating terror across border in India. So I think that continues. The United States has lost utility for Pakistan, the strategic utility that they had vis-a-vis Afghanistan. So in terms of the strategic value of Pakistan, there's nothing left for, at least so for Trump administration, which actually sees, which actually takes a very mercantilist approach. So Pakistan has been tariffed heavily. Now, on the question about what it means for international cooperation between India and the United States, I think it's a next step. Clearly, if you look at the cooperation on Interpol, vis-a-vis Interpol, coordination on Indo-Pacific, vis-a-vis maritime activities, the reconnaissance, the ISR, the intelligence, surveillance and reconnaissance, all of that has tremendously grown over the past 6-7 years. And I think that is reflected in both continent as well as maritime domain, but particularly in the international domain. This I think is a new ground break.
Right. Absolutely. Thank you very much for being with us on First Post.
Thank you.
Greeting you with aloha and namaste.
I love India.
Presence, occupation of a territory by another country pertains to India, what we saw in Kashmir.
How do you see Trump's America?
Yes, the current administration behaves differently from the previous administration.
Are you saying that there are foreign powers
who are trying to bring down the current government in Syria?
Exactly.
Bluntly, Iran, maybe Russia too.
Prime Minister Modi committed to South-South, cooperation.
Not over 50%.
Is Ukraine prepared to pay the price for that peace?
No compromises at the cost of territorial integrity and sovereignty.